Today we are going to be talking about another side of fractions that you've definitely seen on your Freckle Fractions challenge, but we haven't practiced a lot with. So on the next blank page, I would like you to title it Decoding Fractions. You do not need to draw the picture, but I would like you to write on the next blank page, Decoding Fractions. So what we have been doing the last couple of days and weeks is we have been doing something called encoding. So what that means is we've been creating fractions. We've been drawing pictures, we've been drawing models, we've been drawing a number line. We have been creating a fraction. We have not done a lot of decoding a fraction. That's when I give you the fraction and you guys tell me what it is. Now, we've done it with a picture model. You do not need to draw that picture model, but what fraction of that square is green? I bet you already know. Addison? Yeah, the green area is worth 2/4 of the square. So we're pretty good at decoding when it's a picture, right? I could give you a lot of picture models and you would be able to tell me what fraction was shaded or not shaded. Where this gets tricky is on a number line. And I know I've sat with some of you, we've kind of talked about some of these tricky parts when we're thinking about figuring out what a spot on a number line might represent. All right, so I do want you to draw this number line. It is going to be 0 to 1. That means all of the numbers that are going to live on this fraction are going to be smaller than one whole. They're all going to be pieces. And I've put the letter A in the middle. Go ahead and put the letter A in your middle.
I already did.
Thanks. Now, is A a part of our number bet?
No.
No. It's a spot saver, just like Pac-Man, just like Game Boy, just like whatever we have this morning. Piano keys, guitar, any of those are spot savers. We know a number goes here. We just don't know what number goes there. Take a look at that number line. We've got some clues to figure out what number that is. Does anyone have any ideas? What could be a clue of what number A is supposed to be? Brogan, what clue do you see?
Fractions is in the middle. I think it's going to be 1/2.
All right. So Brogan knows, hey, I see A is in the middle. That's going to be a good clue. What other clues do we see, Bowen?
It's in the middle.
That's what Brogan just said. Yep. Lydia, what other clues do we see?
If there's 0 and 1, then it would have to be 1/2.
Okay. Any other clues, Emma?
I see.
Mason, what you thinking?
In between the 0 and the A and the 1, there's 2 parts.
Ooh. Mason noticed, we're going to do a little squiggle, that there's one part right here, and then another part right here. Mason's noticing, hey, there's 2 parts in my whole. Well, if there's 2 parts of a whole, we're counting by halves. That's going to give me my denominator.
There's none shaded in.
There is not any shaded in. Our denominator just tells us how many parts we're counting by. So Mason noticed, hey, there's a part here, and there's a part here. So we're counting by 2 parts.
It tells us how many is shaded in.
It does, except on a number line. We're not going to be playing with shading, but we're going to be playing with jumping. So how do you think I got all the way over to A? Connor?
I know.
Okay, can you hear my question first? How did you think I got all the way over to A?
By jumping 1/2.
Yeah, I did one big jump. So Bowen, instead of shading, you're going to count our jumps. How many jumps did we do? One. There's our numerator.
We need to write in the
Yep, we're writing what I got in the red, so if you haven't done that, go ahead and catch up. And I don't want it to be tricky because segments and the word pieces are synonyms. So if it's asking you what a segment is, it's asking you about a piece or a chunk. Connor, what's up, friend?
Also, the next clue is that our number only goes to 1.
That is a really important clue. So Connor noticed, hey, our number line only goes to 1 whole. That means that our fraction or our piece is not going to be bigger than 1. It's got to be smaller than 1. Connor, I will tell you today, we're only going to look at fractions smaller than 1. Now, have we seen fractions bigger than 1?
Yes.
Yes, they exist. But today, we're only talking about fractions smaller than 1. Yes, friend?
I'm wondering if we're going to cut those 1/2 into half.
We could cut them in half. If I take a 1/2 piece, just for funsies, and I cut it in half, what size pieces do I have? Fourths. Lydia, thanks for raising your hand. Fourths? Yeah. Can I prove it? I can put them right on there.
I know.
There's my chop right there.
So you have 2/4.
So 2/4 would be worth 1/2. Okay. Bowen, what's up? Now, I've already told you that there are 6 pieces. What is going to be each of those jumps? What are those going to be worth? If I was counting the value of the piece, what would each piece be worth? Marley? 1/6. I'm counting by 6. That TH sound at the end, 6. So this jump from 0 to my first tick mark is worth what? 1/6. I'm counting by 6. Throw them up. We need to figure out what is the value of B. What number is B worth? Let's start with what are we counting by? Julie, what were we counting by on this number line again? We're not counting the lines. Remember, we counted our pieces. And how many pieces were there?
6.
There were 6. So each piece is worth. Look at my mouth when I say it, ready? 6. Did you see that TH sound at the end? Yeah, so each piece is worth a 6. That tells me, Brogan, that denominator, what I'm counting by, is a 6. Now, Connor, we need to do our jumps. All right, how many jumps did it take to get to letter B? It took 1 jump. That's going to be my numerator, Bowen, because we're not shading, we're jumping on our number line. Letter B is worth 1/6. Brogan question.
Why is it not 1/8? Because 1/8 is really close to 0.
Love that question. 1/8 is really close to 0. But how many pieces do I have on my number line? So I'm using 6 size pieces.
And I noticed that one of the lines are smaller than the other.
Yeah, that is because I can't draw equal size lines. That's all. Lydia?
So why for each segment, why are they all 1/6? Why couldn't it be like 1/6, 2/6, 3/6, 1/6, 5/6?
So each piece individually is worth 1/6. So from B to here, this distance is 1/6. But when I smush them together, now I have 2/6. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So sometimes on a number line, we'll label a piece 2/6 because I went 2 jumps. I'm going to have another letter show up. Maybe. Ooh. Is that the same number line? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same number line.
Is that enough?
So now you You don't need to erase the B's, but now add an F. It's the same number line, and be
You
careful
want us to
to
keep
put that F in the exact same spot. Cole, if you got a question, raise your hand, Sam. What's that, Cole?
keep the B?
Keep the B, same number line. We double check by counting the pieces. That's how we know it's the same number line. Maya? Yep. Colby, how many pieces were on this number line? 6. So that means I'm counting with what size pieces? I'm counting with 6. That tells me my denominator is going to be 6. How do we figure out the numerator part? Turn to someone at your table and tell them how they would figure out the numerator part.
And honestly, I just did it in my head. I just took where one. Why are we even talking to our table code? We're supposed to be talking to your.
Lydia, you're also talking to Cole's table. 3, 2, 1, and a hush fell over the crowd. Hush. Raise your hand and tell me, how did I get to figuring out the first part of our fraction? What is F going to be worth? Julian, what was your table talking about? I heard good things.
We were talking about counting count the hops.
Yes. We're going to count the hops. Now, here's something really important. Bowen. We have to start back at 0, Brogan. So let's start at 0. Count your hops with me. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many 1/6 pieces is that? Emma? 4. So I got all the way up to 4, 6. 4, 6. You got that written down, friends?
No, you messed me up.
Cool, no, thank you. Yeah, so I know that there are 4 pieces, which means I'm going to be counting by fourths. Ooh. Now there is a letter on that number line. Go ahead and put the letter C on your number line.
It's like A to B.
Kinda.
It's like 0 to
Check someone's up.
0 to C.
How do I figure out what C is worth? How do I figure out what C is worth? Archer, what are you thinking?
You know what it's worth because it does the end of an upper line, and the end of an upper line is 1. So C would be 1.
Yeah, we've already talked about that when things are stacked like that, they share the same value. So C is worth 1. I'm wondering what fraction that is, though. All right, what are we counting by on this envelope again? It is fractions, but what fractional piece? What's the fraction that we're counting by? Like, are we counting by 100ths? Julian, you know what we're counting by? Fourths. We're counting by fourths. Do you know why we're counting by fourths?
Because there's 4 parts.
Does that make sense? Yeah, you knew that. You just forgot. Yeah, I figured. So we're counting by fourths. So that tells me my denominator definitely going to be 4. How do I figure out the numerator, though? we counted the jumps. Let's count our fourth size pieces. 1/4, 2/4, 3/4, 4/4. C is worth 4/4, which is also equal to
1 whole.
Maverick.
I've been noticing that we're counting by ABC.
Kind of.
Well,
Uh-oh. An R. What? Same number line. Don't draw a new one. Same one. Figure out where is that R and put it on your number line. Right here. No, thank you. What am I counting by on this number line? Marley, what am I counting by on this number line? I'm counting by fourths. How many fourths did it take to get to R?
2 fourths.
It took how many fourths, Kelly?
2 fourths.
2 fourths. 1/4. 2 fourths. Archer, what are these thoughts that you're saying over there? I'm curious.
I was saying that it was also 1/2, a jump of 1/2.
A jump of 1/2. How did you figure that, Archer?
There was 2 parts, and I figured out that it's you put them together, it's a jump of 1/2. Because 2/4 is equivalent
Yeah.
to
Nice use of that word. 2 fourths is equivalent to 1/2. We are going to draw a number line, and a lot of you look very surprised or confused. What is surprising or confusing about this number line, Paxton? Yeah, so we're seeing that this number line does not look like it's broken up into equal parts, and we know that's a problem. Draw this number line exactly how it looks. Right now, this number line is split into 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 pieces. Does that mean this is split into thirds?
No.
Yes.
No. No.
Yes? No.
No.
Try and talk to your table, see if you can figure it out. Is this number line split into thirds? Make it time. 3, 2, 1, and a hush all over the crowd. Raise your hand, tell me what your table is thinking. Is this split into thirds? We already counted, there's 3 pieces, we know that.
But they're not equal.
Is it split into thirds? Julian, what was your table thinking? You're thinking no? Can you tell me why you were thinking no?
Because it's just equal, but there is also 3 parts at the same time.
There is 3 parts, but they're not equal. Do you think that's important?
Yes.
So I want to add on to what Julian was thinking with this table. Avery?
We thought that if we circle for demonstration, that it can't be thirds if it's not even. Because I remember this lesson that taught us that it can't be thirds if it's not even. It can't be a fraction if it's not even.
Yeah, I think we're using the word even, Cole, and we don't need to be using the word even. It's equal, but I know what you're saying.
Equivalent.
It's not quite the right word. Avery, theory is saying that these pieces are not equal size, they're not worth the same, they don't have that same value, and that's really important when we are talking about fractions. We can make this have equal size pieces though. What do I need to do to make it have equal size pieces? What are you thinking, Callie?
I'm thinking you can draw like more lines.
I can draw more lines just wherever I want.
No.
No, not wherever I want. Okay, so Callie's saying we could draw more lines. Where? Jordan?
You can draw another line in the middle of the big space.
So we're saying take this big space and make it to two smaller spaces? Like here?
Alright.
Pretend that is straight. So, and do I now have equal size pieces?
Yes.
Yes. What am I counting by on this number line, Addison?
You're counting by
What is each of my pieces going to be worth?
maybe it'll be a 1.
Not maybe, it will be a 1/4. Can someone tell Addison why we're going to be counting by 1/4, how we know that? You can come sit at this front seat if you can't figure it out. Lydia, why is it 1/4? Why are we counting by 4?
Because there are 4 pieces.
Yeah, I've got 4 equal size pieces. So now when I put, we're going to get rid of this S real quick. So now when I put these letters on, whoops, holy moly. When I put these letters up, we had this number line, same number line. How do I figure out what fractional value they're worth? Put a T on your number line in the same spot, and a V. Connor, I'm not convinced that you're paying attention with your body. Show me with your body that we're listening, please. Paxton, I'm noticing we got the same issue. Do you say the same issue? What is the issue with this number line right now? How did we solve that problem last time? Yeah, we had to make equal size pieces. This is already in your notebook. This is already in your notebook. Take a minute, not even a minute, take 20 seconds. See if you can figure out what is T worth and V worth. When you're done, give me a secret thumb. Question. You don't have a question for that. Can we just write them in your notebook? By yourself. You tell me. Yep, you can do any of this. That would be much preferred. Alright, what we got? What's T worth? What is T worth? I saw a lot of secret thumbs. That means I should see lots of hands. Ava, what is T worth?
1/6.
Nope, not 1/6. Not 1/6. Maverick, what's T worth?
T is worth 1/4.
1/4. Ava, what are we counting by in our pieces?
Oh,
4. There you go. You figured out your mistake. Good fix. What's V worth? Smile, what's V worth? I went 2 jumps. It's going to be worth 2 1/4 pieces. 2/4. That makes sense?
Yes.
So far, so good?